Welcome to the Men of Honor podcast. My name is Corey. I apologize for the background noise. I'm just making some coffee. And today I'm going to be talking about the domino effect. And this is a concept where you do one thing and then it solves several pieces within your life, or it's sort of like a framework. And this has happened to me recently, and for anybody that knows me, I've been through this weight loss journey for some time. And when I say some time, I mean I've been trying to do this for at least 8 to 10 years, because 10 years before that, before early 20s and even my teens, I used to play a lot of sport, but I had a very bad diet. So over a period of time, I stopped playing sport and then continued with the bad diet, which then got me to the point where I was very, very obese. So I put on so much weight, it was very uncomfortable to do things. And with family members that I have that are now diabetic, I knew it's something I really wanted to resolve. And I just had no idea. Well, I had ideas because there's all this information out there that tells you to go and exercise and then eat less and all this stuff. There's when it comes to weight loss, there's no hiding from all the information that is out there. And typically, everybody who is trying to lose weight, that's one of the things that they do. They just opt to eat less and then move more. And there's a special emphasis on you need to be exercising. Now, over the years, that's one of the things I used to think. And then over a period of time, I started opening my mind to new concepts. So there were concepts of, before, I'd heard of the Atkins diet, and it's something that I just thought I couldn't wrap my head around the whole concept. But then over a period of time, the concept of Atkins evolved to what they call keto diet. And while I was learning more about this keto and how it works, and basically what it does is that it stops you having foods that contain carbohydrates. And when you stop carbohydrates, what that does is essentially reduces your insulin, because every time you eat anything that has got carbohydrates, it causes your insulin to spike. And what insulin does is what the hormone that creates fat. So whenever you got an elevation of insulin, basically you're now in fat production mode. In fact, it's not, you don't produce fat. Apparently you have fat cells that are already pre-allocated. So everybody's got fat cells, whether you're very, very lean. What it does is that the insulin pumps the fat inside the cell, and then the cell expands, and that's how we end up, looking bigger. So basically, when that process happens, and you do it continuously for a long period of time, your body starts reacting negatively, because it's got so much of this insulin within it, and then that's what causes the type 2 diabetes, because your body generally should be insensitive to insulin. So the moment it sees insulin, it should store a little bit of fat and then go to sleep, kind of thing. But we don't give it a chance to go to sleep because we're constantly eating. So, and I was constantly eating stuff that, a lot of it is just stuff that is really sweet and stuff that will keep you on that state of fat, fat production. It's not fat production, but it's more of a fat storage type scenario. And you have to go back to why is the body trying to store fat? Why would the body have such a evil thing that can potentially kill us? But it's come from the caveman type system where the caveman would go throughout summer eating all these foods in order to get fat. Once they get fat, when the winter comes along and it's very difficult to get any food, then they will dip into their fat stores. Once they dip into their fat stores, then it will help them to survive winter because there's just less food to eat. That's why you wouldn't die from starvation. In fact, one of the studies was a guy who fasted for, I think it's 400 or 500 days. So this guy was very, very obese. And because of the fat storage that he had, and fat basically is food stored, he went on, I think, I might be getting my numbers wrong, but I think it was 300 or 400 days fasting, and the body just turned into the fat because it was dependent. That's the reason why we carry fat. So when you understand that concept, you then it then explains what happened to me in the last 2 months. That I've gone through a process of losing fat without losing muscle mass, and also I've lost nearly 1.5 stone. So that's I forgot to convert it into kilos, but it's quite a considerable amount of weight without exercise. So I've only exercised twice, I think, through this period. Part of it is because of my back. I've got something wrong with it. Anyways, I've only exercised very little, but it came down to the fact that I just dropped the sugars. Now, being able to get the body to not raise the insulin has been the thing. And over a period of time, I've realized that all the information out there that's been given is been given, but may not be accurate. I think there's a place for exercising. You have to exercise because it improves your cardiovascular. So the way your lungs and your heart and the way you pump oxygen within your body, all of that gets improved considerably when you do that. And also when you do go to the gym, it means that you're gonna, if you think of your muscles as the engine and fat as the fuel, then if you increase the engine size, it means that you're going to burn through the fuel better. So there is some synergy in going to the gym and weight loss, but it's not the most important part about the weight loss, or, unless you're going to the gym to actually bulk up and become really massive, there is no correlation with losing fat or weight to going to the gym. Again, obviously, it's a slight contradiction, but literally, I've lost more without the exercise than when I used to go out exercising. So it just goes to show that it always comes down to the diet. And then also, I think the other thing that is not talked about is the mindset. So this is something that was on my mind and I wanted to share. And for anybody that's wanting to lose weight, I think this is a place where you need to start focusing on, what am I eating? And the first thing that most people say is that, what have you done to lose weight? And I say, I've stopped eating sugars, I don't eat carbs. And generally they think, I'm going to have to give up bread, I'm going to have to give up potatoes and stuff like that, rice. And I totally get that. I'm not a fan of all of that stuff. The only thing that I really like is potatoes, roast potatoes. But I can go the rest of my life without eating bread. It's never been a thing for me. Or like rice, and I've never been it's never really been something massive. For me, it was biscuits and donuts. That's the stuff I like. But when it comes to those other carbs, it's never been a thing for me. So the only thing that I would struggle with is if they say weight loss was meant I had to go vegetarian or something like that, then I would really struggle because I really like meat. So that's the saving. That's why I could stick longer to it, because it just means that I can eat as much meat as I want and eat a lot of veg, which again, that's not a big issue. But what I'm trying to say is that you don't have to be as extreme as I am, where I've completely cut out everything. I think you can be strategic when you eat. So I was speaking to my father-in-law recently, and we were talking about this. And just like, I cannot give up carbs. There's no way I'm going to. So you don't have to give up carbs. You just have to eat them strategically. So if you had carbs, your biggest meal with carbs, you have it in the middle of the day when you're most active. In about 4 to 6 hours, your insulin would have gone down. And then you eat something that is... you can still eat something after that, which will be dinner, but without any carbs. Then it means that you're just going to be going for a longer period where you haven't raised your insulin. Again, it's just looks like a small thing, but over a long period of time, when you got your blood sugar levels low, it actually works out to be something that is good. So I am just sort of rambling on about this and giving you all this information, and I don't know how it sounds because it's easier when you're sort of drawing it out and then showing different diagrams and stuff like that. But I was trying to explain it in a way that would give you a picture that while there's all this information out there about weight loss and stuff like that, maybe it's just better to focus on the thing that causes fat to become fat in the first place, which is the sugars. So anything that would spike my insulin would be the thing that causes the fat. So what if I control that instead of going to the gym or and stuff like that? So I hope this is helpful for somebody. It's been quite an eye-opening scenario for me. But yeah, I'd like to just share this so you can have an opportunity to do the same for yourself. So thank you very much for listening. If you've got any questions, you can find me on Instagram. If you would like to join the Men of Honor Facebook group, I think we've been talking about doing some sort of challenge for guys to lose weight if you're looking to lose weight. So I think it's something that we're considering doing in the near future. So thank you very much, guys. I'll be seeing you guys soon. And take care.